Hello, my name is Jodi Low, and this is the Leadership Lowdown, powered by the BBB and U Improved. The Leadership Lowdown cuts through the clutter and gets to the heart of what makes businesses tick. We want to share the stories that matter to you, all of the successes and triumphs and all of the pitfalls, and everything that happens in between. So with that, let's get on to today's show. Welcome to the Leadership Lowdown. My name is Jodi Low, and I am so excited because I am sitting across from a dear friend, a dear client, and an amazing designer, Miss Adrienne Hart of Modascapes Interior Design.
I'm so excited to be here. Can't believe you asked me. I'm a little starstruck because you are one of my many heroes, but Well, we'll talk about that more.
Oh, you are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for that. And the work that you do and the how you do it and the why you do it, I think is it's a powerful story. And it's also a true testament to a strong female leader going, hey, you know what? Let's roll up our sleeves and make magic happen. So I would love to share with our listeners and viewers. Tell us about you and your journey into creating Modascapes. Because, well, first of all, what is Modascapes for those that don't know?
So Modascapes is a full-service interior design firm, and we do everything from furnishing a whole house, whether it's vacation rental, second home, or you don't have furniture, to building from the ground up. So dirt to sheets, all of the things. I love really complicated projects. I love the more ingredients, the better. I love unique style, capturing authenticity. I'm not a one-stamp designer. Mm-hmm. I don't have a brand. I really focus on getting into that client's head of, okay, what's going to make their heart sing? What will make a difference in their life? How can what we do here today change how they live the rest of their life? Like, I really focus on those things, and that's whatever style they want. And if they want baby blue and peach, I'll do it. And I'll do an amazing job at it, but I don't have to like it because it's about them.
You know, that's an interesting, I guess, almost a thought or question I've always had in my mind. And obviously my dad, if you know him, I know you know him, but those that know him is in that space. And growing up in that world too, you know, color and light and the play on textures, all of those things are a big, big deal. And I've always wondered, when you're an interior designer, what if you just go, oh God, I don't like it, but they love those colors or they love that look? Is that hard?
Well, so not every designer thinks like I do. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that I actually have a unique approach to it, because there are quite a few designers who have a brand statement, you know, that their projects, you know, oh, that's a so-and-so house.
Got it.
I don't have that. And people say, well, what style is your favorite? And I'm like, we're not designing my house. We're designing your house. So we're going to call it your last name - style, because it's always an eclectic mix of their history. Their grandma's house has an impact. The house they grew up in has an impact. All of the places they've traveled, the places that their spouse has been, all of those things intermingle and come this beautiful woven textile, amazing yumminess that it tells their story. And I don't think most people really know that. So I have had, I don't know how many clients, just one yesterday, who said to her granddaughter, Adrienne's a genius. She just can get in my head and she knows exactly what I want. And I have this strange gift where I can meet with somebody for a few minutes, listen to what they're saying, hear the words, see what they're wearing, see the space that they're living in, hear the pain points, and know the solution right away.
Interesting.
And I can't really put words to it. I just know what it needs to look like.
But see, that's awesome. Like your zone of genius, right? Yeah. And when you find that and you can play in that space, it's like, oh my gosh, the best. And I know you're so passionate about the work you do because of that. Yeah.
It's really, it's just really juicy when I can, because they'll say, well, I don't even know. I barely said anything. I didn't really tell you much. How did you get it? I'm like, it's a gift. I mean, it's an intuition. It's a feeling. I pay attention to facial expressions and body language and all of the different cues, because a lot of times people don't. It's really easy for us to know what we don't like, because the no is one of the first words we're taught, right? So you no. But it's really difficult for a lot of people to articulate what they want something to look like or or feel like. So I got to ask a lot of questions.
So how
draw a
much of
picture.
what you do then is really psychology?
I would honestly, I do a lot of counseling, a lot of marriage counseling.
I was going to say, I mean, it's sort of like you talk about the bartender or the hairdresser. I mean, it's kind of that for you, I would think.
Well, so funny enough, when I was a young girl, I wanted to be either a psychologist or a teacher. Those were my two things. I get to do both in my day job. So because I teach people the names of things so that they can feel comfortable saying them out loud. But a lot of times people don't understand why they don't like something or what they don't like or what that pattern is of what they do like. And if they give me enough examples, I can tell them exactly, and it has a lot to do with people's physical space and how they interact with the world. And I can take, especially with smaller, more petite people, they can feel really oppressed and overwhelmed by large spaces. And they typically will want a little bit more layers of decoration. They'll want a little more plants. They really want to have a little bit more of a hug. So they're not going to like blank because they're not going to feel comfortable. And all these houses that are being built today have zillion-story tall ceilings, and none of them are human-sized. So people feel uncomfortable and don't know how to fix it. So I got to bring it down and pack it in. But it usually has to do, I'll look at a few pictures and say, okay, I see the pattern. I understand what it is. And I'll, get in their head that way.
So it's almost a bit of a puzzle too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
that's really cool.
My mom, the socialist, whoops. Not a socialist. Okay. My dad was an engineer and my mom was a social worker.
Okay.
And so I get to use both of them, the engineering part of figuring out the puzzle of what's the pattern, what makes sense, what's possible, what can fit in their budget, all of those really boring numbers things, which are super important. And then my social worker mom of, okay, but how does that make you feel? Like, what do you want it to feel like when you're done?
Yeah.
If you tell me what you want it to feel like, I can make it look that way.
I love it.
Which is great.
That's so cool. So cool. When you, I know you obviously do a lot of residential work. Do you do commercial work as well?
I do. I just finished an amazing commercial project that I do boutique commercials. So if somebody has a specific goal, I did a really awesome bakery, charcuterie studio for a couple that's right around the corner. So if anybody's in the neighborhood, definitely go to Dos Chris's. It's a fabulous. They're awesome on social media. But I designed their bakery. They told me what they wanted it to look like and feel like, and the client that they were attracting. And I presented them with what they asked for, and then I presented them with something a little level up from that. And they fell madly in love with it, and they changed their brand to be a little more higher scale, charged a little bit more money. They're actually looking to move spaces because they've grown so fast, which is awesome. But the project I just finished, a woman called me, said that she had called 15 other designers. They all told her no. So instantly I was hooked. I'm like, well, wait, no, that's not possible. So she wanted to design an indoor play space for children from 0 to 8 years old. She had 2 little ones. She really struggled during COVID and after COVID to find a clean, safe, fun place to be indoors during the summer when it's so hot you can't go outside, where kids could burn off all that energy, not be hooked to the screen. So I said, what do we need it to do? And she said, here are all the places in town, and here's what I don't want. And I definitely don't want primary colors. I don't know if you've ever shopped for kids anything without red, blue, or yellow. Really challenging.
Yeah.
But not one drop of red, yellow, or blue in this place. And it's absolutely amazing. It is so much fun. I had a great time. There's interactive play areas. There's the largest ball pit, I think maybe in Arizona. It's huge. Wow. I can tell you how many balls are in it because I had to learn how to calculate how many balls you need in a ball pit.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So
really you can do
pretty much anything. So commercial spaces that have a purpose. Like we're leaving a legacy for this mom's kids and what they're going to do in the community. There's no place in their community for kids to go, and this is really going to change it's going to change the lives of so many families and the interaction they get. So that ripple effect, like that gives me goosebumps. That's good stuff.
Yes.
So I don't even care how much money I make. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I do care how much money I make. It's really about that purpose. Like it's just so, that's juicy to me.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
good.
that. So when you look at, I mean, obviously you could choose any career. What is it about what you do that it just inspires you or is so magical to you?
Because I know what I do matters. It does make a difference in how people move through their space and how they live their day. Even the simplest things of that hour in the morning when it's just mass chaos and everybody's coming together and everybody's got to run out the door and there's this and that and they're thinking about their day and all the things. If your kitchen is designed perfectly and that exit to the owner's exit, which is usually through the garage, if that whole space is designed with that hour in mind, you can really change how somebody's day goes because it can just be better.
Yeah.
So people can laugh more and love more, sell more, work harder, whatever they need to do if they're not looking for their keys.
Yeah.
If they're not yelling at their kids about where's your shoes and why is your backpack what, if there's a little system to that and just a little bit of thought, but good design makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
I mean, huge. So that means something to me.
Absolutely.
So
is there a big piece of what you do that is kind of on the organization end of that?
Well, I don't know if they don't specifically ask me for that, but my mom has been reorganizing her house my whole life. I don't know how many times I talked to her. I just reorganized my blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what was it? What? Okay. but okay. That's been a mode. I am an arranger. I love to put thought into it. I don't design a kitchen unless I know where the plastic wrap's going to go, where the ladle's going to go. And I've figured out the trick on how the ladle doesn't sabotage the drawer anymore. So I know all the things, but all of it's not something that I actually say out loud. I just do it.
Right.
I kind of just do it. And then if they start to ask, I'll say, oh no, this is where this is going to go. This is how. And then I get a little nosy about when they move in, where things end up. Sometimes I have to offer a little bit of assistance.
Right. little guidance on making
really
it more logical.
Far from where, but I think about the party, the couple parties they have a year. How many people come? What are they doing? Are they drinkers? Are they coffee people? Are they, and I just map out spaces. I'm like, okay, I know you hate it when people are underfoot while you're cooking. Let's move the bar, let's move the coffee away from you so that you can have your space and not have to grouch at people.
Yeah.
That makes a difference to people.
Well, you're always thinking 2-3 steps ahead before you design anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's all super fun for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Where did you learn your craft?
So this is not my first career. I actually built and sold computers for quite a long time with my husband.
Which is so crazy.
Yeah, so crazy. But that was also fun, too, because I would go into workspaces and watch how they work, and then I'd rearrange their entire office and say, these people need to sit closer to each other. You're wasting a lot of time walking back and forth. So I've always been an arranger. I was actually, we got .com. Our company got purchased during the .com days, and I was taking some time off, and I was watching Trading Spaces, which is a very first design show a long, long time ago that most of you won't know. You probably can catch reruns.
Yeah.
But I remember yelling at the TV, like, what are you doing? These people are going to hate that. That's just wrong. They won't be able to take care of it. She's going to cry. She's going to hate. Or, oh my God, that's perfect. They're going to love that. And then thinking, okay, these people are interior designers. It's not very creative.
Right.
I mean, I got a thought of 82 different ways to handle that. And it was really interesting to me because I grew up in a DIY house. We didn't have tradespeople. My dad did everything. I mean, we helped him add on to the house. I didn't know there were people that you called to do things. I definitely didn't know there was an interior designer field. I had no idea. My mom sewed all the drapes and learned to reupholster furniture. I didn't know. So I saw these people on TV and I thought, oh, I can do that.
That's awesome.
That's a job. Okay. So I went to design school, and it was like learning the words to a song I've been humming my whole life. And it was, I have goosebumps thinking about it because it was so life-changing for me that I was like, oh, that's why That's why I know that looks good. That's why I put that thing there, because now I had the language behind it to support all the things that I knew intuitively. So really easy for me to teach other people and show them, no, look, we just have to put a thing right here. And then we have the stair step, and then we have the rule of three, and all of those little things that were just technical information pieces, but they were the words of the song.
Yeah.
So
I love
was
that.
awesome.
I love that. Great analogy. And it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's like things that you were just gifted with and you could connect the dots a little bit more
Right.
easily. I love that.
Exactly.
I love that. So when you look at your career and the trajectory of where you are versus when you first started, how long Modascapes has been in business now? How long?
So I went and worked for somebody for a minute out of school,
Yep.
as long as I could.
Yep.
And then I did a little partnership with somebody that I went to school with for about 8 years. And I'm not really partner material. I'm kind of bossy. So, and I work harder than everybody else. So it never sets anybody else to actually win. They're just not going to. I love what I do so much that I don't care how many hours I do it. Like, it's all me having fun. So I'm not a good partner. So Modascapes opened their doors in 2008. So what am I, almost 13? I don't know what that math is.
Yeah, that's a lot of years.
I use Excel.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But since then, and I worked on my house for a long time. I had an employee working in my house for a while, and then that guy got old.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, okay, it's dinner time, go home.
Go.
But finish your job, but go home. But, okay. So moved into an office space and was there for about 7 years. And it was, we were in 1,000 square feet, just a small little spot in this building. And then we got the opportunity to actually buy that building. So I am a female business building owner, commercial space, which is awesome. So I own the building that I'm in, not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And now I have several employees, and we're filling up 4,500 square feet, and also have a window covering company that I sell window coverings through, and a studio for that. So, yeah, there's just been a few things.
Yeah.
going on in the last 15 years.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
So when you look at your business, is there have there been certain mentors or folks that have just been like wow, those were game-changing words or game-changing lessons I learned along the way that have made such an impact?
Well, this is going to sound really paid for. It's not paid for, but honestly, the training that I went through with U Improved really, really, really impacted me in a big way. There were so many elements that just kind of, I'm going to say gut punched in the best way. And they all kind of blend together now. But I remember going through You the Leader, and my business was pretty good. I mean, I would be viewed as successful by most people. I had projects that I like, but I always kind of wanted more, but it was fine. It's fine. And when I went through You the Leader, I realized that my 80% is better than most people's 110%. And I didn't really have to work that hard to get 80% and impress people. And I'd been coasting on that for years. And it really hit me, hey, what if you actually put in 100%? What if you really, really gave everything you had for one thing? What could and would happen? And of course, I almost threw up after thinking that. But it really, gave me a huge impact. And then the following courses of, we only get one life.
Yeah.
So now I have this mad urgency. And I think that makes most people crazy. I burn kind of hot because of it. But I only have this one time that I'm here, that I get to impact people, that I get to, have a ripple effect that I can't measure. And I know that what I do makes that much difference. So it's huge. And then, learning how other people communicate, and the information and the way they need information presented so that they can understand it.
Yeah.
And not being mad because they didn't get it the 82 times that I said it, but figuring out, okay, well, let me figure out number 83 in the way they need to hear it. And then everybody wins.
Yes.
Instead of being mad about it. And I was like, oh, okay, just do it differently.
Yeah.
Okay, not mad anymore.
Yeah.
Awesome. Which made a big difference in my marriage as well, because we have different communication styles. Not wrong, just different.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it totally bothers me when you, oh, okay, we just won't do it anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All righty.
Great.
We're just going to stop doing that and do more of this. I love that.
That's easy. So those were really, really pivotal courses. And I've done lots of different leadership courses. I've taken classes on time management. And then I remember one of the coaches that works for your organization, I made this commitment because I thought I was supposed to. I'm going to start saying no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to set boundaries. And he said to me, did you ever think that maybe you're supposed to have that many irons in the fire because you can, because you're capable of it and you're good at it? And I was like, someone just gave me permission to be me? I don't have to conform to all the things that are in the memes and all the things. Oh my God. It was huge. And so all of those little things have allowed me to just be authentically me. Like I really, truly, and I really want to attract that client that has their own authenticity, their own weirdness, their own quirks, their own, I kind of like this thing, but I don't know if you'll do it. Oh my God, let's do it. Let's celebrate it. Like, let's get weird about it.
Yeah.
Like I love that kind of challenge.
Yes.
Because stamping out the same thing that everybody in their neighbor has, okay, it's easy. I'll do it, but you're a car payment job.
Mm-hmm.
And I need those.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that really get my heart are the ones that I never was able to have this when I was with so-and-so. Now I'm free and I can do whatever I want. Let's do whatever I want. Like that house is so fun.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And there are so many people that walk through life that don't have a voice or choose not to hear their own voice about the environment they live in.
Mm-hmm.
And that it hurts my heart. Like I can walk in the space and I just know there's suppression here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is it? And I had a widow tell me once, he never let me have anything pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just devastating. She was 87. And I was like, I'll do this job for free. Like, we're having pretty.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, we're going full pretty.
And we did light blue and peach and some spring green because that made me happy. But this big old lady floral print that I would never have in my own home ever. And she clasped her chest and said, "That's it. How did you know that's it?" I'm like, "This is what you told me."
Yeah.
And she didn't say much, but I made a huge difference in the last chapter of the last home and the last style that she will live in.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's so good.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
That is such fulfilling
I'm so
work.
lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so lucky to get to do that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I
It's
love
just-
that.
It's just awesome. And there's a lot of stories like that. Everybody has history.
Yeah. Well, and you really get to get into someone's soul. You know, you're feeling it and living it and in it with them, which is so exciting.
Yeah, it's very intimate for sure.
I love it. I love it. Well, I have a series of questions that I love to ask our guests on the Leadership Lowdown because I think it's fun to get to know you. Your business is obviously, you know, a beautiful reflection of you. And I think it's always just nice to get to know the person behind the business. So some fun questions for you. Adrienne, what is your favorite word?
And what's the rating on this program? Oh, not the word I use the most. I swear.
Favorite.
Just saying.
Favorite.
My favorite word. You know, fantabulous has been a word that I use a lot. And I know it's a combination of things, but we're all a combination of things. There's not one combined word.
I love it.
A lot of times
fantabulous.
when people ask me, how are you? I say fantabulous. It catches them by surprise. And I said, well, it's my choice. I might as well pick something good.
Yeah. You could say I'm okay, but that's not fantabulous, right?
No, that means somebody died.
Right. So what is your least favorite word?
Can't.
Mm-hmm.
Or no.
Mm-hmm.
Any of those. Not a fan.
Anything that's a roadblock from moving forward?
Not a fan.
Yeah.
I don't love an excuse. I think there's always solutions.
Yeah.
And there's compromises, but there's always a way to solve a problem. And can't and no.
Yeah. I love it.
Yep.
Those are good. Those are good.
One.
Yeah, that was an easy one. What turns you on creatively, emotionally, spiritually? What lights you up?
Creatively, anything I've never done before, anything that seems like the play place That was really complicated and really fun. I mean, I had to do a lot of research on areas I didn't know. I had to figure out, I know what size a thing a kid can swallow now. I mean, I don't have kids of my own. So, I mean, you can assume, but there's actually a measurement that you can Google, thank God. And I designed all of that was really fun, but it also took me back to my childhood. I mean, I designed this huge, giant, light bright wall that has the colored pegs and everything. And I spent hours playing light bright as a child.
My gosh, light bright was the best.
It was the best. And so I got to do that. And then I made a string art board and just all kinds of, there's a whole tiny town in there. And so I had to be a policeman and a fireman and do, it was so much fun. So those jobs, and it's going to make such a difference in her life. And she's almost sold out on memberships. She's got a line out the door almost every day. It's everything that she wanted, because I knew exactly how to get her there.
Mm-hmm.
Because who cares if the 3-year-old likes it? Because they're going to play with a box. But if the mom likes it, they're going to tell all their friends and all of their friends and all of their friends. And they're going to post on social media. So I knew if we made it attractive to the parents, that it was going to just go gangbusters.
I love it.
And that kind of project is really cool for me.
So something that challenges you, but also the creative piece, but also the logical, practical part of how do we make it work?
How do we make it work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
those are the creatively and doing anything with really bold colors. I love doing super color. I'm really good at beige and taupe. But I love doing bright, fun colors. And unexpected.
Yeah.
So,
no, I love that. I love that. So what turns you off?
What really turns me off? Being told no. I think we talked about that. So when a client hires me because they know that I'm the expert and then they do it all on their own after they've given me money to do that for them, then I just feel like that's so inefficient. I don't like to waste time. Again, we're only here for a minute. So that to me, and they want to help. So I usually give people homework assignments, but if most people don't really know where to look and what to look for. And they're going to find things that are way outside their budget or that don't work physically, or the material's just wrong. And then they get heartbroken when I have to tell them no. That's a real...
Yeah, don't love that part.
I don't love that.
That makes sense. So what sound or noise do you love?
I have a gong in my conference room that every time we do something major, or we close a deal, or we finish documentation, or we get a design out the door, or a client approves something, I make my entire staff go in, and it's a glass room, so you hit the gong and it vibrates to the whole building. It's just awesome. Yeah. It's great.
That's a great sound to love.
I have to remind him, go ring the gong. Yeah. Ring the gong. Like, it's so visceral.
I love that. Yeah. So is there a sound or noise you hate?
I don't love smacking of food.
Oh, yeah. No.
It's not my favorite.
No, that's not a good one. No, I'm good. I'm with you on that. Yeah. So if you had to choose a profession other than your own, what would you like to do?
I've been asked this question before, and it's so hard for me because I feel like my job is so diverse. I get to do all of the things I want to. But I recently started taking painting classes with my mom, who's 80. That was her 80th birthday gift, was me taking painting classes with her.
So fun.
And my dad, the engineer, thought that art classes were not a school curriculum. And so I didn't get to take any of those in school. I wish I would have. So I'm gonna be a mixed media artist in my other life.
I love that.
I don't know what that means. It sounds
You're like, but it
awesome.
sounds fantastic.
I'm gonna play with stuff and make my hands dirty and mush things around and glue and paint and whatever.
I love it. I love it. Is there a profession that you say, my gosh, that would be just awful, I could never do that?
Any data entry, anything.
You're like, nope.
I'm pretty good on the 10 key, but not all day.
Nothing like that.
No, nothing challenging. I hate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So last question for you. If God exists, what would you like to hear when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Well done. High five.
Yeah. That's pretty clean and clear. Good job.
I mean, that's what I would like to hear. I mean, really, I don't, nothing else. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
That's
Yep.
good stuff. That's good stuff. I love it. Well, and I know you've been a part of the BBB community and an accredited business for many, many years. So, it's a pleasure to have a chance to chat with you and obviously have listeners and viewers learn more about you and your business. And one of the things with the Leadership Lowdown being the name that it is, I love to leave our viewers and listeners with any tip or word of wisdom or something that maybe has impacted you. What would that Leadership Lowdown tip be that you'd love to share?
Something that I did not do well in the first part of my career is invest in myself. I didn't understand that every minute and every dollar working on self-improvement and learning and being a better person, I would have spent 10 times as much every time. I mean, if I think about what I've gotten from it, but so many people just won't take the time, or they think the other people in their life are more important and they're just going to keep doing for others. But if I don't take care of myself and I don't invest in myself and rejuvenate and refuel and all of that, I am no good to all the people that I employ, no good to my clients. I'm no good to, there is no ripple effect happening.
Yeah.
So invest in yourself.
Love it.
It's just super important.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, with that, thank you so much for being here, being a part of the Leadership Lowdown. And with that, my name is Jodi Low. This has been the Leadership Lowdown. Appreciate you being here. For all of those of you that are listening, remember, leaders are learners, so stay curious and keep leading with love. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.